Monday. It is about 8 o'clock on Monday morning, day 6 of our journey. We are feeling good this morning. If you'd asked me last night if I was ready for another 30 miles today, I'd say no, don't know how I'm gonna make it. But I'm feeling surprisingly refreshed this morning. My legs aren't burning as I walk. We've spent the morning packing up our bags and getting reorganized. So we're going to head to Subway for a Subway sandwich this morning. We are both starving. And then we'll be headed to Ellensburg. So Ellensburg, another 6 days. Here we come. Poor soul who rode this trail. We have a long way to go. Look at this river. So beautiful. It changes color all along the way.
Expecting this tunnel to be a lot shorter.
I can't see anything in the mall. Oh.
There are flashlights.
Yeah. If I can find it. All right.
How long is this tunnel?
I have no idea. I thought it was going to be a really short one.
Whoa! Ow! Oh my gosh. Ceiling is dripping. It's like raining in here. Okay, I'm done.
I've not been as big a fan of this hot, dry road, but look at what we just rode into. Look at this beautiful farmland.
Hot.
It is hot, it's very hot, but look at that. So pleasant and peaceful. We've been biking for about 3 hours. It's a little after 1. We are 8 miles out of Ellensburg. It's been a hot trail, dusty trail, but the scenery is beautiful as always. And there have been toilets all along the way.
So good.
Good to be on pavement. Woohoo! We made it to the bike shop in Ellensburg. Brighton's bike is all fixed up. The derailleur is done. Lubed up our chains, so we're ready to go. Problem is, we don't know which direction we want to go. Because from Ellensburg, it looks like the rail trails that go east, they're pretty hardcore. So we don't want to go on those. So now we have to decide, do we want to go up to Spokane toward the Northern Tier route, or do we want to go down south to Baker City to jump on the Trans-America Trail? So we're going to sit on this bench. Brighton had his lunch inside the bike shop while they fixed his bike, and now I'm going to eat my lunch while we decide which direction to go. We just arrived at the KOA campground. We are both feeling pretty frustrated. I think we both realized the enormity of our goal at about the same time. Just the 3 miles to bike to the campground about killed both of us.
But the worst part is it went backward.
Yeah, we were going
We
west.
lost 3 miles.
Which is really 6, because it's 3 here and 3 back. But do you see behind me, right beside our camping spot, is a little path that gets you straight down to the river.
I call jumping in first. That is the weirdest tan line I've ever seen. It's almost like I have superpowers. There you go.
It's not working.
Dang it. Maybe this hand will work.
In answer to your question, when did you know that you would make it to the end goal of DC? And how did it feel when you knew?
All right, from the beginning of our trip, I knew we were gonna make it, but it started getting real about 3 weeks before we were actually gonna make it.
We were about a week and a half or so into the ride. We were still in Washington. Brighton and I were both exhausted, and we still had 3 miles to go to the campground. We had finished the ride, and we didn't realize that it would be another 3 miles to get to the campground. We got to the campground and we started talking, and my conversation was leaning toward going home and being tired, and I finally just stopped and asked the question, so are we finished? Are we ready to go home then? And this look of horror and shock and unbelief came over Brighton's face. He said, no, we're not going home. I'm just saying that I'm tired. I wasn't saying that I wanted to go home. And it was at that moment that I realized we're in this thing. Brighton intends on finishing. I have to finish with him, and if I don't finish, he's kind of never gonna look at me the same again. It was no longer an option to go home. It was nothing to think about, it was nothing to consider. I was committed, and I knew at that point that we would be finishing. I think that answers that question.